So, got a Twosun review, but it is not an unboxing because this thing's been out of a box for years. This is one of the very first Twosuns that I bought, and it is the TS118 in M390, and I notice it's got a big honking fingerprint on it. So let's clear that out. So it's got titanium scales that have milling on them. Nice milling on the edge, the bottom and the top. It's got a titanium backspacer that's down here. Same milling on the other side. It's got this copper scale inlay. And then milling on this side as well. Thick blade stock. It's got jimping on the top that's, fairly aggressive. It's useful, but it's not perfect. It's kind of smooth. It's got a little fuller cut into both sides. If I close this knife, you'll see that that's not for anything. You're not going to be able to use that. So badging on the knife, it's a Max Chuk design, and it's numbered. This is number 326 in M390. I'm partial to this blade shape, and then the M390 on this with the finish. It really reminds me of tool steel, like old school Snap-on Craftsman tool steel. Like if you look at a ratcheter, man, that's what this reminds me of, that level of steel. I've got a few of these M390s that have this look, and I'm partial to it. I like it. It can scratch up. You can show some scratches on it, which is unfortunate because that don't look good. I've carried this knife a bunch, and frankly, it's kind of flawless. It doesn't have any scratches on it. I haven't chipped the tip off. Yeah, so it's in good shape. The action, moving on to the action, it's drop shut. This thing just goes whoop, straight in, perfectly centered. Yeah, the action is really nice. The lockup is about 50%. Locks up nice. And the access to this lock bar couldn't be any better. They've scalloped this side and scalloped and lowered this side. So as you can see, the access for your thumb to get in there is just massive. Super easy to get in and function this knife. I really like it. Yeah, this one got a lot of pocket time. Yeah, so grip. It's got a great grip. There's no hot spots. The fingers lay over this pocket clip the way that it's mounted on this knife. It can go on this other side, but just the way that this one runs, it fits really well there. It helps with that grip. And so this is a super good, strong grip with this knife. So much so that even though it's small, it is a very confident grip. Am I confident in this grip right here to do forward work? And I am. My hand's locked in so well here that I don't think that there's a possibility to ride up and over and damage on that blade. So also super slicey, should be sharp. I haven't really played with this in a while, but yeah, this is one that I'm pretty sure that I profiled it and sharpened it. And if you listen, you can hear to me, that's an audible thing. You can hear how it's passing through this paper. Yeah, really thick blade stock. So, I mean, I think you can only get it so sharp, right? Just because it's so thick, but it does take a really nice edge and super sharp. Pocket clip. Pocket clip is one hand, easy in the pocket, easy out. I am going to criticize this in that it's reversible, and if you look at this side, it has some shape to it, but it's almost circular. So one screw basically circular. So when you put it in here, you can see here that with the right amount of force, this pocket clip will sway in that hole. So I'm going to say it's bad enough. I mean, it's tight right now, that in the past, it's been bad enough that it's marred that scale. That, to me, that's a design flaw. I don't think that was designed very well and thought through. It's almost a perfect circle. There's some shape to it, but I mean, if you wanted to design one that was going to spin around in a circle, that's what you would make it look like for sure. So, yeah, I'm not happy with that. So, talking about fails, let's move on to safety. So, I've mentioned in some of my other videos that I've been snake bit by a couple of Twosun knives. And this was the first one that bit me, and it bit me good. And how it bit me is the blade is right there at the very top. And so just by the lightest touch, I'm touching that blade. And I can touch it all the way down till I'm right there. So how did it get me? Well, when I first got it, the detent was kind of tough or not broke in. And I went to flip it and my finger came off and it went bam right in that spot. And it cut me good. It wasn't a paper cut. I mean, it was a good cut. Of course, for a knife guy to be cut there, I was none too unhappy about it because I couldn't flip knives for, I don't know how long it took for that to be bandaged up and heal. There's no jimping on this flipper tab, completely smooth. So with that detent the way it was, I slipped right off. And so as a result, the way that I did this knife for a long time was I thumb flicked it like that because I didn't want to run the risk of cutting myself with it again. Of course, the other thing was my finger was cut and I had a bandage on it. But I also realized that if I do it this way, even if I slip off, my thumb's not going to breach that. So I kind of fell into this safety posture. But I will say I've become more confident with more of a push button semi-light switch to get that open. But that is a huge safety issue, design flaw. And I can only say it because it cut me. Yeah, it did cut me. So then we move around to the front. And I don't know, man. Looking at it, what do you think? Can it get you? And yeah. So if this was hanging in a pocket and you reached down with your hand into that pocket, you can catch this tip. Now this one, you got to work quite a bit to get it. So, I mean, I'm hesitant to say that that's a fail. Look at that detent on this. Boom. So nice. And just drop shut action on it. But do I call that a fail on that side? Because I got to work so hard to get it, even though I can, man, if I just really position right, I can touch it. I'm going to say that's a pass. The pocket clip is a fail. I like the knife. I do like this knife. And it hasn't been in my pocket in a long time. Maybe years this thing hasn't been in my pocket just because I've moved on. I've got other stuff. But when I roll through where I store this one and I see it, I pull it out just on principle. I pull it out and I have to function it, just on principle, man, because I really do like the knife. So I'm gonna pass this. The pocket clip's a fail only because it's basically a circle. Come on, man. And then this blade contact in the back, yeah, that's a major fail. And I say major fail because, man, the thing cut me. It got me good. Price and availability. I paid back in the day. I don't even remember when I bought it, but it's been years. But I paid $90 for this on an eBay auction directly. New knife, not used. I paid $90 for it. So the interesting thing is availability on this knife. I've seen it for sale recently, and I believe I saw it for sale from Twosun. So if this is something that interests you, not the safety features withstanding, because even with the safety features, would I unload this knife? Would I put it away and never touch it again? Does it have the potential to get in my pocket? It does, just because, I mean, man, it's such a great knife. Once this thing's in your hand, like if you can get it out of your pocket without cutting yourself and you can get it open, then it falls into like small knife heaven, because it's a smaller knife. But yeah, it's got that traditional, what is it, a Japanese tanto, a small sword shape. I get it. Really, really like it. Really, really sharp. Amazing action. Excellent materials. Got a couple of design flaws in it. So would I recommend it? I mean, because of the safety, I'm going to say no. But we're all big boys here. We kind of make up our own mind. Knowing what I know about it, would I buy it again? Because of the uniqueness of it and the materials. Yeah, I don't think I would. I think the truth is, knowing what I know about these flaws, the particular flaws in this knife, I would not buy it again. Now that I have it, I wouldn't get rid of it, and I still possibly would carry it in my pocket. But knowing what I know about it, I wouldn't buy it. So that's what I got to say about the Twosun TS118 M390. Yeah, I appreciate you watching. Thanks.